7. Oh.
Moment. The magnitude with which we hate. Puget Valley Hospital CEO, Rulon Stacy.
At around 11:30 at night, I had just gone to bed when Margot, our chief operating officer, called. She said that Matthew's blood pressure began to drop. Well, let's wait and see. She called again around 10 minutes later. Matthew had just died. So I got up. I went to the ICU where the family was. Judy. And we just stood there for... Because what else do you do? And then we had to sit down and talk about things that you just... Judy, it's now public knowledge. And I'm going to go out there and tell the whole world that this just happened. So Judy told me what she wanted me to say, and I went out there at 4 a.m.
Can you tell us about the killer? What was the official
cause
cause of death? Boys in custody?
At 12 o'clock midnight, October 12th, Matthew's blood pressure began to drop. At 12:53, Matthew died. The family was at the bedside. They had the following statement. Like a good son, Matthew was carrying to the end and removed guilt and stress from the family. He came into this world premature, and he left it premature. Matthew's mom had to say, go home, give your kids a hug, and don't let a day go by without telling them that you love them. And I don't know how I let this happen, but I lost it on national television. I mean, maybe I was just way, I don't know, but in a moment of complete brain deadness, I thought about my own 4 daughters and go home and give your kids a hug, and she doesn't even have her kid anymore. And then we started getting these emails, and most of them are very generally nice, but I did get this one. This one guy wrote to me, do you cry like a baby on national television for all of your patients, or just the gays? And just like I told you before, homosexuality is not a thing for which I agree. But having been thrown into this, I guess I just didn't understand the magnitude for which some people hate.
Moment. The whole thing ropes around hope. H-O-P-E. Doc O'Connor, limousine driver.
The thing is, if they execute those 2 boys who beat Matthew Shepard to death, that would defeat everything Matthew would be thinking on them. Because he would want to leave them with hope. H-O-P-E. Just as the whole world hoped that Matthew would survive. The whole thing, you see. The whole thing ropes around hope. H-O-P-E.
Moment. On the day of the funeral, it was snowing.
The day of the funeral, it was snowing so bad. Big, huge, wet snowflakes. And when I got there, there were thousands of people dressed in black and umbrellas everywhere. And there were 2 churches. One for the immediate family, invited guests, people of that nature. And one for everyone else who wanted to be there. And right next to this church was a huge park. And that's where all these people were. And this park was full.
My most striking memory from the funeral was seeing Reverend Fred Phelps from Kansas, and that scene go up in the park.
Do you believe in the Bible? Do you believe you ought to separate the precious from the vile? believe that part of the Bible, do you? You stand there ignorant of the fact that twice, for every time this book will mention God's love, this book will cite our Lord's hatred.
But then, a bunch of high school kids who got out early, they came over and started yelling at the people in the protest. Those Fred Phelps people. And then, the people who were lining up across the street for the funeral, there was this one girl, she was dressed in leather and spikes, and she came over across the street and she cut into the crowd to where we were, and I just thought, this is going to be a really ugly confrontation. But instead...
See, we are standing here with God's message. We are standing here with God's message. Is being gay all right? Oh, what do you mean it's not for me to judge? If God does not hate gays, why are they burning in hell? Answer me that, but you cannot. Your arguments are barren and they are sterile, like your arguments when set against solid gospel truth. Barren and sterile, like your lifestyle, like your silly little arguments.
After seeing Fred Phelps protesting at Matthew's funeral and hearing he was coming to Laramie to the trial of Russell Henderson, I decided someone needed to stand toe-to-toe with this guy and show him the differences. And when we're talking about hatred, as much as the nation is right now, someone needs to show that there is a different way to deal with this kind of hatred. So our idea was to dress up like angels. And we have created an angel outfit. And our wings are huge. They're like big frickin' wings. And because our wings are so huge, we are going to completely block him out. So this big band of angels walks in and we don't say a word. We are a group of people standing up for love, compassion, and peace. And we are calling it angel action. And I knew my angels were going to be taking the brunt of everything he had to yell and say. I mean, he was going to be yelling and screaming and we were going to be blocking his view. He was going to get all pissed off. So I went and I bought all of my angels' earplugs.
He is in fire. He is in brimstone. He is with every other dirty gay that's gonna walk